What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Rashid, my lovely assistant for the day.
Almira Rosamalik here.
So, Almira has some things she wanted to talk to me about. You guys are shooting me questions, Q&As right now on Facebook. So, we'll do a little bit of both, all right? So, Almira, I'll let you run it.
All right, I am very curious to get your perspective on overall health and lifestyle being as a positive influence on so many people. I watched some of your videos on mental jewels and you're hitting on this cognitive enhancement and brain health. So how would you tie those things together?
I think it's lifestyle. Health is something that I feel like we all have fairly reasonable amounts of control over. And in this world, it's a lot of things that you can't control, external factors. So the things that you can control, I feel like it's important. Like, why wouldn't you control it? Our health being one of them. Now, how do you control your health?
Right, that's what my next question was. How do you control your health? What are those external factors that you're referring to that we don't have control over?
External could be like your job. It can be, your spouse. It can be just things going on in your community, the economy, stuff like that. We don't have any control over that for the most part. Unless you take, I'm big on empowering myself and not allowing other people to put me in position, because if I put myself in position, it may take longer, but I'm there. Nobody can take me out of position. Nobody can say, all right, you're out of here. We're done. Our use for you is no longer needed. You're out of here. So that don't really count for me, at least. But external factors, yeah, like things that we don't have control over, Like, I don't have control if you come over here today and just start yelling at everybody and you're mean and because you had a bad day. That's not anything that I control. I'm getting a little bit off tangent, so let me bring it back. So what we have control over is things like the food we put into our body,
Right.
how much time we exercise, That's things that, and also our perspective, how we look at things. I am huge, it's as corny as it sounds, but I'm big on the glass is half full. It's almost full, you know what I mean?
You're a positive person.
I'm
You're
positive
optimistic.
because what do you have to gain with being negative and being pessimistic? Now, granted, I am very skeptical about certain things. I scan everything and everybody up and down, but I'm still a positive person, especially things involved in my life. There's a lot of times that people are talking to me about problems in the world, society, and I'm just like, I don't see it like that. You know what I mean? It does no good. Say a situation is kind of negative or bad, generally speaking. If I go in there like, man, this is like this and this, that's not gonna do anything but make it that much worse.
Right.
And we'll never get to a solution. But if it's like perceived as bad by everybody, but I'm like, oh, this is not bad actually. Actually, I see some upside. It's gonna be some upside. And we kind of talked about this yesterday, especially when you're in a leadership position, a manager position, whatever, people are looking to you as the source of guidance, leadership, or what have you. And if the leader is visibly shaking, if the leader is seeing things really bad and negatively, they have no confidence in him and they're not going to help get the job done.
Right.
Chances are everybody will run or go cry and hide,
We did
bury their
touch
heads.
on confidence. So how would you encourage people who are watching this to have a boost in confidence? And we can take this back to the overall health. Like, we trained yesterday and I couldn't even squat, what was it, 155, because it was a mental thing. It was discomfort. I didn't have confidence in myself.
Speaking of confidence, now, confidence is something that you have to develop from the inside out. It all starts here, but it has a lot to do with things that you do on a daily basis, like how you live your life. I'm big on this quote that I put on a shirt one time. It said, "Do champion shit when nobody's around," right? So that means, yeah, I can go and do an Iron Marathon with the cameras on, CT yelling, motivating me. You know what I mean? But and that builds character, but it really builds extra character when I do it when nobody's around, right? When I go and do the hard shit when there's no cameras. And this is, look, a lot of people see me do an Iron Marathon or whatever crazy workout I've been doing, and it's not even realistic to think that that's the first time I ever did it on camera. Like, no, I've done it. That's why I have the confidence to do it on camera and let the world see it. And I do the whole thing, 210 reps, because I do it. I keep myself in check. So, I always talk about doing gut checks, right? Part of my confidence is the fact that I do take myself into these dark places when it's time to train. I go and do, most people look at it like, yo, this is stupid to do this. You're gonna hurt yourself. They say it all the time in my comments.
Definitely.
I ignore that, but I'm not doing it for them. I'm not doing it for any kind of physical gains. I'm doing it to help keep myself in that elite mind state. And that helps build confidence. Now, you could say, oh, that's just lifting weights. It is, but it's way more than that.
So much more than that.
It's committing to do a task that is still productive. It's committing to do a task that seems impossible. And you say you do it, you do it. That builds character. Translate outside of the gym. Easy.
I agree. You did mention something that I thought was interesting, that to be an athlete, sometimes you have to disregard health.
Yeah, and safety.
Because you have to go that extra.
Especially on that top level, it is. It's not being a high level athlete. People could say like bodybuilding ain't healthy, like on that level. Maybe it's not on that level when they're competing at peak week and then they dehydrate. But so what?
I agree.
This is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's for that moment of glory. You know what I mean? Same with boxing. I boxed all my life. I mean, you are going into the ring. As healthy as the training is, at the end of the day, you're going into the ring and somebody can possibly give you brain damage. And it happens a lot. But, for a real athlete or a person who has passion in that, sometimes the risk, the reward outweighs the risk. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a passion for it. They love to do it. So I don't knock anybody for doing anything they want to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, top level athleticism, it may not be that safe. It may not be that healthy, but so what? It's amazing to see these athletes perform on that level. Like, I personally have no desire to be, a bodybuilder on an Olympia stage, but I sure do get enjoyment out of watching them. You know what I mean? That's their path, that's their passion, and it's amazing what these guys have become. You know what I mean? It's amazing. I don't want to see somebody on that level, on that stage, that looks like I can beat them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want somebody to, I want it to look like it's something that you'll never be able to do. That's entertainment. You know what I mean?
So what I'm gathering, like what you're saying, and I'm looking at some of the questions that people are asking, there seems to be a gap. Like, are they focused too much on the physical? And how do we, it sounds like it's more of a mindset, right? You're telling yourself to have confidence. You're telling yourself that you can push that weight, you can do that one extra rep. So they're asking questions like this. Is it more a thing of your mindset than it is physical performance?
Yeah, absolutely. It all starts here, everything that exists, every creation, every advancement in technology, every supplement idea or concept starts right here. It's a thought, And I told you yesterday, I almost yelled at her. Like, I'm gonna tell you, and Big Rob, that's one of my best friends, he'll tell you too. It's certain things I know, and when I know somebody can do something, I'm like, yo, you gotta do this. And I've yelled at him before, he'll tell you, but it's all out of love though, but it's like, it's something that's good for you. And we were squatting and she had She did 135 for 4 reps, clean. But when we went to 155, she was like, I can't. She was like doing half,
I've never been there before.
quarter squats, you know? And I understand like having that weight on your back is intimidating, and especially feeling a load that you've never felt before is mentally daunting. But I'm like, no, trust yourself. And trust me, I'm behind you. I can easily take the weight off of you, you know, but when you haven't been there, you don't have that confidence. But the next time you go there, you'll have a little more confidence because you felt it. You'll at least know what it feels like, you know what I mean? So, and you keep that in your head. You can't grow in any way without it being some kind of struggle. You understand what I'm saying? So if you always do 135, chances are you'll never get to 175 if you just stay there, because you need to experience those growing pains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta take yourself into a scary, uncomfortable place in order to advance. And that's with life, you know? You got your master's degree. You had to take some really difficult classes and difficult exams, and the shit was hard, frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you're not gonna get to that level without doing it. Like, nah, I'm not gonna. That's too hard. You're gonna stay at a lower level. To advance to these higher levels in anything in life, you gotta go into those uncomfortable spaces. It's a simple concept, but people don't seem to get it. You know?
So it's simple for people like you, and that's what I mean. Like, how do we motivate more people to get to that level?
I show people like all the time. I posted a video showing the house I just bought. I posted a video with like a couple cars of mine, and a lot of people understood, but a lot of people take it wrong. I'll post videos of me at speaking engagements. I post training videos. I post my life, right? You know, you guys see me, you know, marketing and promoting my products. You guys see me working a lot. And then I can show you some of the fruits of my labor. And I'm basically showing you a blueprint. You know what I mean? So, but you got to really pay attention. And, you know, everything I do is by design. It's not just, I just feel like showing my cars today. Like, no, I'm really trying to show y'all, like, I'm a guy who didn't have a car 4 years ago. I'm a guy who was homeless 4 years ago to now have a house, a big ass house. And I got 2 homes. I got a house, condo in Miami.
It's hard work.
And I didn't have anything 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have anything 4 years ago, you know, but a bag of clothes and a bicycle. So the question is how? How do they get there? What did I do? I'm no special than anybody else. I'm a human just like y'all, just like you know what I mean? Made of carbon, made of water, you know what I'm saying? But I work, I put my, you know, I don't accept defeat. I don't accept it, you know? That shit, it's a motivator for me, you know what I mean? Feeling uncomfortable. And those hard times that I did face, those hard times that I faced wasn't by accident. I faced those hard times because I made a lot of stupid decisions back then, and I had to pay for my actions and atone for my, you know, I had to deal with it. You know, I had to own it and deal with it, and I did. So while I was there dealing with it, you know, I put in my head, I'm gonna, you know, that, like I tell people all the time, me being homeless made me a fucking beast. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I always had a lot of energy and force behind anything I did. But back then, the things that I was choosing to do wasn't always smart or positive or legal, you know what I mean? So me putting that same kind of energy, you know, people say, oh, he's changed. I haven't changed. I'm the same person. I always wanted to be a good guy back then, but I did some bad things. But me, I'm putting that same energy in good things and positive things, things that I feel like can help people, and you see what's happening, you know what I mean?
All right, one of the questions that you guys ask, do you write down your goals, and if so, how often?
Excuse me. I actually haven't written my goals in a few years, but excuse me, I did write my goals down, and back when I was saying I was homeless and all of that stuff, I did write down, literally pen and paper, write down my actual goals. I gave myself a year plan, and like about a year later, I went back. I just happened to come across that paper. I forgot I even written it out, and everything on there I had accomplished, and that was amazing. I need to go back to that. It's something powerful about, I don't know why, something magical about writing your goals down.
Yep.
It just, I can't explain it, but it works.
It feels
I
good
don't,
to have that to-do list.
I'm
and just
not,
cross it
I'm
off.
not one of those hokey people that's like, you know, that I believe practical things that I can see and, you know, so tangible things. But that,
It's powerful.
I was like, yo, that worked. You know what I mean? I saw it. So, yeah, I would like to write more goals down and just tuck it away. You should try it. I did it and it really worked. It helped put me on a fast track to becoming, you know, successful at the things that I was doing, you know.
So I have a question. We kind of touched on it too. It elaborates on this. Planning. Remember, you saw me writing in my planner. I'm planning my way to success, and I wanted to prepare for some things, but you said no, just go and just do it. Because sometimes you waste too much time or take too much time to plan, and you never actually do anything. You don't take action. So where's that sweet spot? What do you have to say about that?
Well,
You gave yourself a year plan.
yeah, I did write it out, but I wasn't. I wrote it out.
Flexible.
I'm flexible. I look at myself like bamboo, right? A bamboo tree, deeply rooted, strong as shit, but it bends. You know what I mean? Because when you want to plan everything out so perfect. First of all, a lot of people, I say fuck planning sometimes because a lot of people, and keep in mind what I wrote down wasn't a plan; it was just goals. You know what I mean? So a lot of people will. I'm like, let's do this or do that. And they're like, I gotta plan it out properly. I'm like,
You're
okay.
flexible.
I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna go because first of all, you want to put all these plans together. In the meantime, there's somebody else executing. You know what I mean? So I never want to get caught up in all of that. And you say you put all these plans together and then you start to execute. And sometimes some people are so your thoughts, your ideas are special to you. You know what I mean? So a lot of people can't handle their plan not working out properly. I don't get too stringent and locked into certain plans. I like to execute. People that spend a year planning, that's the problem. You just spent a year planning. You know what I mean? While you're planning, I'm moving. I'm active. I'm getting active. And I may not have the perfect strategy when I start, but I trust myself and I always figure it out as I go along. I always say this. I have a term. I say I go feel the walls. What does that mean? You walk into a dark space, just something you're not familiar with, you can't see, you feel the walls and you figure it out. You know what I mean? I'm really good at that. I'm very instinctual and I'm just good at figuring things out. You know what I mean? And I trust myself. I know I can get it done. So I don't get too locked into planning. I give the reference to bamboo. And, you know, a bamboo tree is deeply rooted, is very strong. I mean, you can use bamboo for anything. And a bamboo, though, it can bend. You know what I'm saying? It flows. So when you're locked into your plans, when you hold rigid positions on anything, you can get broken. It breaks, and that's not good.
So on planning, if you make a plan though, don't you think that you could execute this plan and be more effective?
Maybe. There's a lot of things that I do that I know I can probably do better, more efficiently. But at the end of the day, I'm a bottom line guy. I just want to get it done. I just want to get it done. Fuck how I get there. I don't care. Even Mike Tyson said back in the day, he was like, I don't go in and have to throw the perfect punch and this and that. He's like, I need to knock this guy out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It don't have to be pretty.
It's like the end goal.
It don't have to be pretty.
X. You're gonna do it.
Somebody could talk shit about me benching 500. Oh, his back did this leg. Like, I got that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, yeah, you know, you always want to refine your skills and your tactics, but at the end of the day, I want to get the job done, whatever that may be, and I just do it, and I'm good at it. People ask me sometimes, like, what do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like,
I think that's such
I'm
a
like,
silly
bro, I
question.
have
Like,
no
I
idea.
can't even decide what I'm gonna do next week, and it's not because I'm unprepared or anything, but you're just going with it.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. that's
Five-year
just,
plan.
you locked into something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah, sky's the limit for me. So shit, I don't know. I'm excited to see where I'm at in 5 years. I'm excited to see what's happening next month. You know what I mean? So, but I live on 10. You know what I mean? I live my life on 10. You know what I mean? 100% pedal to the floor at all times. And you know, when everything is moving fast, I see it in slow motion and I could deal with it. You know, it's kind of like that movie Limitless. You know what I'm saying?
Movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Speaking of, that's why I made this.
Mental jewels.
You know what I
It's
mean?
true. We use like a fraction of our brain if we can tap into that.
But anyway, that's all we got for you guys today. You got any last words?
I'm good for now.
I'm good too, baby. We out. Peace.